Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Juno Arto. I hope you're all having a lovely day. Today I'm going to paint a fan art of Chihiro and Haku from the movie Spirited Away. I will be showing you the whole process. I've already prepared a sketch. Actually, I always have a bunch of sketches ready. I make it a habit to sketch something every day, and that's how I end up with lots of drawing waiting to be painted. Whenever I see something that inspires me, I just start sketching it. To keep the edges clean, I am using masking tape. I only have a narrow one, so I am just going to cover the edges and maybe a little bit of the face too. See, I didn't cover the whole sketch I wanted to, but it's taking a lot of time because this tape isn't really suitable. It's too narrow for masking a full sketch. You will need a wider one for that. I still wanted to show you this process even though I don't usually use this technique. I mostly use masking tape just for the borders. As you probably know, it's hard to mask a sketch properly with tape, especially because of the curves. That's why I'm using masking fluid instead. The condition of this isn't great. This masking fluid works really well for protecting the areas you want to highlight later. I will show you more about that in another video if you want. Just a tip, don't use your good brushes for masking fluid, it can ruin them. I'm using a toothpick because I couldn't find a thinner brush right now. I bought this scented candle recently and it's so relaxing and aesthetic too. I want you to feel relaxed as well, so let's start with the background first. I've already applied a good amount of water to the sheet, and for this I'm starting with yellow. I forgot to mask the borders, so let's do that first. I'm starting with yellow because I really love that color. In the original reference, the background was green with a few small flowers, but I'm going to paint more pink flowers instead. I already had this background in my mind while I was sketching, so let's go with that. So what are your favorite colors to use in your artwork? I would really love to know, so drop them in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. As you can see, I am applying pink and green here. You don't need to make a perfect flower shape unless you want to. You can also sketch the flowers first, but I personally like doing it this way. I'm not a big fan of hard edges. I prefer smoothness. Since we have already applied water, the colors will blend beautifully and create a soft background. After that, you can add the details. I think we worry too much about perfection and become afraid to try something new, but my advice is experiment more with watercolors. I personally love to explore and try new things, and trust me, you will learn so much more this way than just following a perfect reference. There's no rule that says you have to, color a certain way or stick to a one right method. So go with the colors that matches your vibe and express your style. Whatever medium you like to use, experiment with that medium. When I see different art styles, I often wonder, how did I find mine and how are others able to draw and color in such a unique way? I am always amazed by their skills. Their colors, line work and sketches are so inspiring. But the more I draw, the more I realized that style isn't something you just pick up and force yourself into. It's something that comes naturally with time, with drawing more, with experimenting and even imitating other artists at first, until your own touch begins to blend in. I wouldn't say I have a fixed style, but I have stopped worrying about that. I have noticed I tend to use certain colors again and again, not on purpose, but because I am drawn to them. Same with the shapes of the eye or lips I draw. And now I'm starting to say, little by little I'm creating something that's truly my own. Now I'm adding some random colors like pink and purple. Since his shirt is white, these colors will make it look more interesting later on. So keep on watching. So once the color dries, you can peel off the tape, but I kind of ruined it this time. I'm not crying, but yeah, I used a different tape and I don't know what happened. The paper is coming off with it. It doesn't always happen. It's like when you try to show someone your best work and that's the moment things go wrong. But I think I will keep painting. I have to finish it. I can't stop now. This time I decided to go step by step, that's why I finished the background first. Now I'm moving on to the face. Here I'm using a mix of pink and red for the blush and blending it with a bit of yellow. I always start with yellow, it really brightens up the whole painting. You can use whatever undertone you like, but it does make a difference. Once the first layer is dry, add a slightly darker tone to build shadows. There are so many ways to mix skin tones and it really depends on the complexion you are painting and your personal style. One important tip is avoid using white paint to lighten skin tones. In watercolor, you just need to add more water to make the color lighter. For skin, try mixing colors like yellow and red, purple, blue, orange. So it all depends on the look you are going for. If you would like a separate video on skin tones, let me know. I would love to make a short one for you. One more tip, don't forget to blend the colors properly wherever you want a smooth texture. If we don't blend well, it can leave harsh edges on the face and which may not look good. That's why using good quality paper is important. It helps you blend more easily. For eyes, the same rule applies. Start with the lighter color and add more water depending on how light you want it to be. Then gradually add darker shades and create more depth. You will need a thinner brush for the details. I'm using a round brush and I guess round brushes are perfect for this. They work really well. When I first started painting, I always struggled with shadows, and honestly I still do sometimes, but not as much as before. I wonder how many of you have faced the same challenge when you begin using watercolor. I've always loved art, especially sketching, but I never really used paints because I was afraid to try. So when I finally started, my biggest struggle was figuring out how to mix colors for shadows, especially on the face. But now I'm getting better. If you are painting lighter skin tones, try using purples, pink, or even a bit of red for the shadows. You can use them separately or mix them together. For darker skin tones, blues and greens work beautifully. Just experiment and see what feels right. Once I finish the face, I move on to the clothing. As you can see, I'm starting with a light pink as the first layer. Now you will see how I built up the layers on top of it. So keep watching, and if you are enjoying it so far, please give a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to share and subscribe for more videos like this. I'm truly grateful to everyone who watches and supports me. Your kind words really make my day. I was really worried about the marks left by the masking tape, but I will try to cover them as much as I can. If something like this happens to you, don't panic, just focus on finding a way to fix it like I'm doing right now. Now that everything looks good, I'm adding some highlights, and this is my favorite part. Highlights really bring the artwork to life. I tried using white paint, but it's not showing up well, so I will be using a white pen instead. So this is the pen I was talking about. It's a gel pen I use for highlights, and it works really well. I will provide the link in the description. And this one I use for line art. Finally, we are at the end of it. What do you think? Please let me know if you like this art process. I would also love to hear your suggestions. What else would you like me to include in my videos? I will try to add them in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Here's the final look. Thank you again.